Hey guys, Jill here from Ask a Vet Tech. Today we're going to try to unbroody a hen. I have a buff Orpington that did raise me up some babies. She's the only one on the farm that's ever accomplished it and actually had babies born and all the things. Well, I come out to the nesting box last night and she was sitting here and apparently she hasn't budged all day. So I'm going to show you what a broody hen looks like, and she is not friendly. So I will be wearing a leather glove. Okay, so this is Buff, and see how she's very fluffed up. She's normally not this big. I'm trying to do some good videos so you can see just how big she is. So she's pretty much taken up the back end of this box. And I know she has quite a few eggs under her, and she's getting upset already. It's okay. See, it's really common for her to want to protect her nest. She probably hasn't left all day. So they get hungry and grumpy. Let's see what you're on here. She's probably going to nail me again. Get going. Get going. Get going. So she's got a few here. I'm going to take them. And guaranteed tomorrow she will be back in this same area. Nope. You can flop her out. Don't be surprised if she jumps right back up though. Stealing her eggs. She's upset about it. She just walked away all mad, which is all right. We're getting these eggs out of here. I'm gonna keep them separate because, well, she's been sitting on them for a day. So these eggs are incredibly warm, like they were in the microwave. See, they look no different. Looks exactly the same. But she's in her hen house there, all ticked off at me. That's okay. Hopefully she'll eat something. So you might wonder, why don't I want her to be broody? It seems like a good idea to just raise up your own chicks, to just get them here and, let mom do all the work. It's an absolutely great idea. I wish she would have done it 6 weeks ago, but she didn't. And so now she wants to be broody, and I don't really want to add more chicks to my flock. And it's going to come into the end of the season where even the farm store is having trouble getting rid of their chicks. So I don't want her to be broody. I'm going to show you some techniques that could work. Sometimes they work, sometimes not. Sometimes you have to just put them in a crate and let her get unfluffy, basically. So she's all brooded up and all of her hormones are crazy. Sometimes their feet turn really red, and that's an indication that her hormones are flying off the charts and she wants to be a mama. About 3 weeks ago, I noticed that, but then they went back to a normal color. So I was like, oh, good, she's not going to do it. Well, let's talk about the health and wellness of a broody hen and why being broody isn't always the best option for each hen. See, dust baths are really important for your flock, the health of your flock, and making sure that they are able to clean themselves from parasites. Some parasites that you should be aware of a broody hen is lice. There are chewing lice and sucking lice, and both are detrimental to your flock's health. If your hen is not dust bathing like she should while she's sitting there broody, she is susceptible to lice. It's not the same kind of lice that you or I can get. This kind of lice is only poultry based, so it only affects your chicken, and it does affect them and make them very uncomfortable. Some signs of lice could be that she's not leaving the nesting box, she's really itchy. You look for lice around the vent of the chicken, and it doesn't matter what time of day that you look for it, because they'll multiply very quickly by laying eggs along the shafts of the feathers. They prefer to be around the vent area, so if your broody hen is sitting on eggs all day, it's nice and warm there, they're going to hang out there. You're probably not going to see very many of the eggs unless your chicken has been unwell for quite a while. In that case, you're going to need to treat her and the entire flock and the coop. Another thing that they can suffer from is red mites. Poultry red mites bite and are super painful. They cause skin irritation and stress to your chicken. These mites feed mostly at nighttime, and they spend their time hiding in creaks and crevices of the coop. You might not even know they're there. Some of these mites can bite us and cause really bad irritation to your skin. A good way to check for poultry mites is to check along the roosting bars of your coop and see if there is any brown dischargey looking stuff like this, or these are actually mites and mite poop. And if you can see there in this picture, there is white stuff too. They attack the feather shaft and they eat away that nice coating that they need to keep their feathers. And they drink their blood. This is what the mites look like if you see them on your chicken. This is quite a heavy infestation. Living with birds and bugs is simply part of coexisting with the nature. You're not a bad chicken keeper if your flock ends up with mites or lice. It just means that you have to treat this. If your hen looks unhealthy, you may need to force her to eat and drink. Sometimes they take their job so serious and they will not come off the nest. This here is normal sized chicken poo, about the size of a quarter. Sometimes has a lot of this white frothy stuff on top, which is called urate, because chickens don't actually pee. They poop and pee at the same time. And so you get poop and urate, which is their pee. But a broody hen will hold her poop for a long time, and it is almost the same size as human poop or dog poop, if you will. Remember, dust baths prevent parasites, so making sure that they have access to a good, clean dust bath, whether it is just outside where they can get out there, or if they can get into, say, I've seen really great ones, people use a tire and dump a bunch of good play sand in there. I've seen where people have added in wood ash or lime into the dust bath to help, kill things. Also, diatomaceous earth. You can add all those things in there. The diatomaceous earth works by cutting the mites and the lice. If it's a bad infestation, you may need to treat them. Another tip for unbrooding a hen, giving her a cold bath in some water. I don't mean an ice bath. I just mean cold water from the hose, put it in a container. This one here is using a cooler. Works perfect because it keeps it cold. You just dip her in for a little bit. See how red her face is in this picture? This is definitely a broody hen, and she is probably not very happy about the cold bath, but gives her something else to think about. Getting herself dry and clean and warm again so that she won't go back into that nest because she's cold and she doesn't want to make those eggs cold. A hen that will not relocate and just continues to be broody will need to be intervened, because she will continue to stay and try to be broody and sit on eggs, sit on a golf ball, sit on whatever it is that she's sitting on until she's exhausted to the point where she might die. So if you're not going to let her raise up babies, you do need to stop the behavior. They won't stop it usually on their own. Sometimes you need to make a broody jail with no nesting box, some bedding on the floor but very thin layer, food and water. A roosting post is nice for her because it kind of starts to break that behavior, but no nesting box. If you give her a nesting box, she's going to do the same thing in here. And I know it sounds cruel, but you're doing it for her health and safety. Kicking her out of the nesting box is the best thing you can do for her if you don't want her to have babies, because she's still all hormonal. She's mad right now. And I like to approach from the side. Stop. See how big she got? That's her being all grumpy. Get going. Get going. Get going. And sometimes I will actually block the box. So she can't come in here. That's what I do. I just slide that up. She can't come back into this box unless she's tricky. But I'm still going to lock up the box just like normal. She's pretty mad in there. Good morning, ladies. And I don't see Buff. Oh, good morning. What are we doing? What are we doing in here? No. Go that way. Look at you. Floof to the tilt. All right. You're gonna get off your eggs? That was not what I was expecting. She gave me 2 eggs. I was pretty mad about it, just because. We got 2 eggs over here. We We got this one here thinking about pecking some eggs. Yeah, you better just get out of there, sister. All right. Well, looks like we may have broke her from being broody. I mean, she's still all hormonal, but she's definitely stopped being so grumpy. Well, we'll let everybody out. Gotta latch this back up so nothing happens. I got my rusty trusty egg container, which is my hoodie. Everybody want out? Come on, Oprah. That's everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something today. I hope that I give you a little bit of insight as to what a broody hen looks like. So like I was saying, if you do have a broody hen, there are tips and tricks that you can do. And I thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I'm here.